Racing League. Again, Boomhire01. This time I've got Chevy Captain RJ Smitty up here in the booth with me. We are about to have and honestly, I hate to say this name, but we have started naming our races after our drivers. And this week, for this race tonight, is the Old Town Road 300 presented by LifeAsAPlant at Kentucky. That is weird to say.
You know, they don't call us Giggity for nothing.
I know, right? A lot of giggity going on here. Alright, but our roster for this evening. For our regular Xfinity drivers, we've got Maddie in the 60. We've got Kay Larson in the 20. Creed in the Toyota 40. Sorry. Marcus in the Toyota 18. Little Man in the number 3 Chevrolet. Flo in the 00 Ford. We got Roofer in the 20 Toyota. They've got Eternal in the 98 Ford, Brian in the 19 Toyota, Champy in the 45 Toyota. We got Trey running his custom Toyota, and Taddy in the 22 Ford. As y'all seen, Noco won our Dash to Drive at Kentucky, but is having connection issues, so he is not going to make it. So with him being out, that puts Champy, who finished 4th, back in the lineup for this evening. They just got started qualifying. So go ahead.
You know, this might actually be really interesting at Kentucky tonight. I'm looking at the daily leaderboard right now.
Oh yeah.
And LifeAsPlant is second overall, but you have Trey, Noco, Champy, K Taddy, Creed, Sean T. We have all those guys in the top 10 on the leaderboard, and I think it's going to be an awesome race.
Oh, no doubt. Because let's see, we had of those, Noco, Trey, Champy, Taddy, and Sean ran the dash, so that's probably why they're on the leaderboard. But having Trey and Champy up there in the top 5,
right?
That could be interesting. This could be Champy's break. You know, as y'all seen, you know, he kind of caught the wall on the last lap. Yeah, he caught the wall on the last lap going down the backstretch, coming out of turn 2. And literally just missed it by that one position. But going into this week, our point standings are, we've got Kay Larson in the 28 Ford sitting at the top of the leaderboard. We've got Little Man right behind him, about 50 points back. We've got Brian in 3rd. We've got Roofer in 4th, Marcus in 5th, Maddie in 6th, Eternal 7th. We got Creed in the 8th spot, Baker Bones in 9th, and Flo rounds out the top 10. So, with Baker Bones and, Baker Bones not running tonight, looks like Flo can move up a position. Everybody else is there.
Yeah. You know, I wish that we had some more of our regulars in here, because that's looking really tight on points as far as the cutoff line.
Yes, it is.
And we got playoffs right around the corner, you know, and them not showing up, that's not helping them at all, and they are right there.
Especially Baker Bones, because he's in 9th right now. Now, yeah, he's in the cutoff. He's still above that cutoff line. We got Heat and Sky in 11th and 12th. And 12th is our cutoff line. Yeah, so with Heat and Sky not running. Go ahead.
A couple weeks ago, Baker Bones was leading in the points, and
yeah, he was. I think his work schedule kind of messed him up doing all this. I noticed he's been working a lot more lately. So I'm pretty sure he's not happy about that, but life has to come first,
Oh yeah, work comes first.
Got to pay them bills.
Yes, sir.
I really would like to travel back in time and find the first person who ever said, "Grow up, be an adult, it's fun." And I'd probably slap him around a few times and say, "What were you thinking? And what kind of lifestyle were you living?"
This info? Where is this coming from?
Yeah, so what are you expecting to see tonight out of this race? I mean, you think the regulars can get up there and get a win, or are you looking for them dash drivers to get up there and maybe steal the glory again?
You can never really count the dash drivers out, especially since we made it only the top 3. So, I mean, most of the time that is the top 3 of the dash. But, I mean, I don't know. I kind of expect a little bit of what we saw last night and some side-by-side racing. You know, presets is a lot different than custom, so it will be a lot harder to pass.
Yep.
But I expect a good side-by-side race tonight.
I will say, Champion at 45 Toyota, he looked like he had his car dialed in pretty good on that outside. Every time somebody got on the inside of him, going through 1 and 2, taking that high line, not having to get out of it as much, not having to turn as much and slow down, he was getting one heck of a run coming out of that corner going down the back stretch. So we might see that again here. And seeing how we're going to have more than 5 people, there's going to be a lot more than that. Everybody's going to be probably bunched up just a little bit tighter than that, so you also have the drafting effect. So it should be pretty good.
The biggest thing about getting that top line to work is everybody sucks to the bottom of the track. So if you're that one, just like we saw out of Big D last night, you know, him and Taddy ran him for so long on the bottom of the track, but he just couldn't clear him. Because Big D has that momentum coming off and nobody else runs up there. So, I mean, if you can get that working tonight, I definitely think that's going to help you out a lot.
And see, but also the downfall to running that high line, as we all know at Kentucky, is 3 and 4. It's a little bit wider of a curve. It's wider, but it's a little bit sharper than 1 and 2 at the same time. It's kind of weird. It's a little bit flatter, I believe. So you've got to have more room to make that corner without slowing down as much. And if you take a high line in, if you don't slow down enough, that wall will bite you.
Yep.
As it did me several times.
That corner is just the tricky one.
I have to say, I hate Kentucky because of turns 3 and 4. If both corners were the same at like most of our 1.5-mile tracks in the circuit, then Kentucky would be great. But I just hate 3 and 4.
Yesterday, you know, I could nail 3 and 4 all night long. That's where I gained on a lot of guys. For some reason, I could not get 1 and 2 down.
I seen that. It looked like you were struggling a little bit, catching that apron maybe a little bit.
Yes, definitely. That can get loose off the corner.
Now, see, in my car last night, I had 1 and 2 dialed in. I barely had to get at the throttle. I could almost run it wide open. But just... And so that's the thing. I was catching people in 1 and 2, but I was losing it right back in 3 and 4. I could not get 3 and 4 down. Now, closer to the end of the race, it was starting to come to me. I ran out of laps.
You know, coming down to the end there and everything, how what happened to you happened, and I too had some bad luck on my side.
Yeah, you look like you was on a different pitch strategy than everybody.
I started thinking like, oh, I'll drop back there, you know, I'll make this at least fun and mess with Boom a little bit. But then I started thinking like, oh shoot, he just got out of the pit stops like 2 or 3 laps ago. I back up now, I'm done.
Yep. I had to pit again with 10 to go. I mean, I didn't have to pit that late. I could have pitted with everybody else, but as far back as I was, because of the mishap that happened, you know, RKM getting loose, catching the wall, bouncing off, pushing me down to the grass, and the caution not coming out, it kind of put me in a predicament where it was a lose-lose situation. So, I mean, I could have pitted with them, and I still would have been as far behind, but I chose to just run it down, get out there later than everybody else with more fresher tires, and try to run somebody down. You know, it didn't work out, you know, the way I wanted it to, you know, but, you know, it happens.
Right. I just got invite.
I did too. So that means we're going racing. All right. Let's see. We got Marcus on the pole. Champy in second. Trey in third. We got Kay Larson in fourth. Taddy in fifth for your top 5. Flo in sixth. excuse me, we've got Roofer in 7th, Matty in 8th, Brian in 9th. We got Little Man in 10th, Creed in 11th, and Eternal looks like he might have missed qualifying because he didn't post the time. So let's get you to the track and get this race going.
And that's another thing. We're just talking about, you know, how you had those last 10 laps or whatever, you know. Tires are gonna be a massive deal here tonight. Like,
yes.
that's gonna be most important over gas or anything like that. Tires wear extremely fast here.
And also, you know, as before we started the broadcast, you and me was looking at the track, looking at the laps for each stage and the fuel wear and all that stuff. We noticed there was 21 laps on a tank of fuel. There's 22 laps in this first stage.
21 to 20 laps.
Do you think...
Mine went from 21 to 20 as soon as I exited pit road. So
you think people's going to be lagging back, you know, waiting, trying to save that lap of fuel, or you think we're going to see some people pitting early?
If it's anything like last night, I mean, it's going to be extremely hard to save fuel. I mean, I went almost an entire fuel run and only had to save 2 laps, and I wasn't even able to save 1.
Alright, well, let's see.
And still have the speed to maintain. It looks like the 18.
Oh, as we see a wreck already in the back.
Somebody got apron as
60
well.
of Matty and somebody else.
I think we're under caution.
Yes, we are. I think it might have been the 19 of Creed. Don't quote me on that. I was on Marcus at the front when the corner started. I do see Matty back there. He was sideways in that 60 car, but I do believe Creed might have been involved as well.
So I gotta ask,
Creed's not in the 40.
Who do you think is gonna pull through tonight and take the dub? Are you thinking one of those Dash guys, or?
Of the Dash people, of course I've got to say
let's
Taddy.
Get 2 votes in here.
I've
got
Dash,
to 1 reg.
I've got to kinda. My Dash drivers are split 50-50 between Champy, because we've seen how fast his car is, you know, judging by the leaderboard. But also you got to go with Taddy as well, because I mean Taddy loves this track.
Right.
But of the regulars, I gotta.
Marcus E-Dub making a big move. Had a heck of a restart.
Oh, as we see the 22,
on the apron.
22 and
heck
45
of a
of
job
Champy.
Keeping it down there.
Oh yeah, neither one of them spun out either. That shows great control over their cars. As we see Marcus hit the wall. We got a wrecking back here.
We got
the 28 of Larson backwards on the track. He was literally driving in reverse going down the track.
Got the 20 of Roofer.
I seen not Little Man, but I seen Marcus flipping. I hope he didn't break nothing.
I definitely saw a car shoot for the star there.
No, that wasn't Marcus. Marcus is leading. That was the 20 of Roofer I seen. Their paint schemes are similar. You know how them Joe Gibbs cars are. They're always similar.
Oh yeah. Well, I know all about that. I drive the 42 and D drives the 1, so...
Yeah, both of y'all run the McDonald's scheme. We don't know who's who.
You know, you also got to throw that's a little bit of a strategy there, because, you know, you never know who's right on your bumper then.
Yep. And now, having those first 2 cautions, that takes pit strategy out of the first stage.
And that puts... Yes, you are correct. That puts Marcus still on point.
Marcus in first.
22.
We've got Eternal Rest in that 98 Ford in second, and we got Trey right on Marcus's bumper.
Oh, we got a gap down there. Is that 98 going to jump down there with him?
I don't think so. I think he's going to stay up high and let his 4 teammates. Nope. As soon as I say that, he tries to drop back down in front of Little Man. I don't know. Them 2 Toyotas up front, man.
Up 3 Fords in a row there.
As y'all know, you know, everybody's in manufacturer, you know, chat parties except for Little Man. Little Man, unfortunately, is our only Chevy running tonight, so he's in there with the Ford group. So he might have some strategy with them tonight, who knows. But these 2 Toyotas up front right now, as we see Trey sliding up top, looks like he's got a little bit tight coming out of turn 1. But them Toyotas are looking awful fast.
I'm going to cheat here, since I already kind of seen a little bit of what they got. I'm gonna go ahead
we're under
and
caution
take Marcus
again
for the W. I'm picking a regular.
I say I was picking, you know, for the dash I was thinking either maybe Champy or Taddy, but as our regulars, somebody's got a good feel on this track. Their position ain't exactly showing it right now, but I'm gonna have to give my boy Larson in that 28 skull painted Ford a shout out. I think he might be able to get up there and contend with him. He was looking pretty strong in that race last night.
You can't ever throw out Larson. You know, he's
come a long way since he's joined. You know, he started, you know, actually I think, yeah, he actually started straight in Xfinity. He didn't do anything else. We drafted him and I put him straight in Xfinity. And he's been running cups with us. He's been running the trucks. He's been making it in all the dashes and everything. So he's been showing his speed and his talent behind that controller, behind that wheel.
With that said, I'm gonna say, you know, I got my pick for the win being Marcus, but I think it's gonna come down with that 18 to 60 and 28 and 22. I think it's gonna come down to those four.
I was about to say, them Toyotas, that Toyota up front's looking awfully fast. Ooh, as we see the roofer in that 20 cart, popped the wall again for the second time. And it looks like they held on to it, though.
That was a hell of a save.
We got Marcus up front, we got Maddie in second.
We had 3 wide with the 45, the 28, and
we see the 28, else. The 40, the 3.
But that 28 was a pinball.
Yeah, see, in the trucks it's a little bit easier to control. Xfinity and Cup, you've got more horsepower, you've got less stability when it comes to that horsepower and that speed. So whenever you bounce off of a wall or you bounce off of another vehicle, it's almost impossible to keep that thing in a straight line.
Oh yeah.
Because whenever you hit somebody, let's say you're sliding up, you're turning left, you're doing everything you can to keep it off of them, but the moment you hit them, you're already turning left and it shoots you left. You try to turn right, you hit whoever's in the left of you, it automatically shoots you back right again. I mean, it's almost impossible to keep that thing in a straight line once you start ping-ponging off of people.
That 60 is starting on the outside of the 18. Gonna see if he's able to get anything for that 18 car. See
that 18 car is looking strong on the O's. We see Maddie try to go down and throw a block on Taddy, but it did not work.
Maddie's in the 60, isn't he?
Yes, he is. O's got somebody on the apron. Is that 20?
On the apron. Way to ride it out.
So that right there is just gaining respect. Whenever you see people on the apron or in the grass.
Oh, that 60 gave Taddy a shove.
As we see somebody flipping back there. I believe that was Taddy flipping. Oh, that did not look like it felt good.
I think that might have been a case of last night. You know, last night it seemed Taddy got out a lot earlier than Big D would.
I think Maddie just
I think that might have had a case with it, but I don't know. There was a bump in the rear and then a bump on the quarter panel there, so.
See, also, whenever you're bumping somebody in the rear, I've noticed, I noticed it last night, yesterday when we were practicing before our race. And I know, custom setups are a little bit different, especially on 2019, but whenever you bump somebody in the rear, it don't get the person in front of you that you bumped loose as much as it gets your own self loose. You can bump somebody trying to bump draft, get too close to the corner trying to slow down.
If they're already out of it, you are correct there. That's
your rear end will come out from underneath you. Oh, as we see pit strategy, Little Man and Taddy stayed out.
Little Man. That's my driver right there. I like this. I like that strategy.
All right, so we got Little Man and Marcus right here, 1 and 3. Do you think little something's going to boil over? Or you think they've put that behind them?
I think Little Man's going to hold it out. I'm voting for him right now. He does have some fast cars behind him.
Looks like that 22 of Taddy got a better restart on that outside. Looks like here he comes making a charge for it.
It definitely seems like he's the only one that didn't pit or he took right sides, one of the two. And like we said earlier, tires are everything here.
As we see Marcus in that 18 coming up on the inside. So maybe them tires are starting to take in effect.
I'm kind of thinking that's what it was, that either he forgot to pit or he took rights, but...
And I believe the 98 of Eternal lagged out.
Train. Who did?
98 Eternal. His connection issues. I don't know what's going on with his. I think he said his Wi-Fi provider gave him a new router, and apparently that router stinks because he's been lagging out of a lot of races lately, and it's killing him for points.
Well, that sucks.
Oh, they're starting to get a little bit dicey back here. Looks like they're all trying to single out though, so I mean maybe they're got the early race jitters out.
Wide in the back.
I gotta tell you though, that I can't say how strong that 18's looking right now. I don't know what he's done to his car.
I
don't know how much time he spent practicing getting that thing dialed in, but by God, whatever he did, it is working.
I'm thinking he chose the very right preset. Maybe threw in a little bit of adjustments, but I mean he's been pretty strong since the get-go.
I think he. Oh, as we see two people. Yep, Champy down there. He catches the wall.
He did a good job.
Yep,
got 20 in the wall.
Oh, 20 spinning, 19 spinning, the 40 spinning.
19. Yep.
As we are under caution again.
They almost saved it.
They almost did. I gotta give a shout out to my other driver. You know, as y'all know, I'm a Ford captain, so I gotta give a shout out to Flo in the 00. He's running right there in 4th place right now. Got Maddie right behind him in 5th. So we got Fords in the top 5 right now. 3 of the top 5. So it's making me proud tonight.
I definitely think that call by Little Man was a little bit of a strategy call. Like everybody came in. You know, the pattern of the race so far has been go green, yellow, go green, yellow. So I think he's kind of thinking that this is going to keep the pattern and not really go green, but if it goes green, I think he's going to really regret it. They got to be getting down there.
Oh, as we see a little bit more strategy, as we got Larson in that 28 up front now.
Got Patty right on the back bumper of the 18. We got another incident coming out and back. Looks like Little Man 45.
We're under caution again.
Come on, Little Man.
Alright, so following Trey's stream right now, trying to keep track of these lap times.
Well,
or not lap times, but
that didn't sound good.
yeah, I heard come on man. And you hear people saying come on man in the chat groups. It's not exactly the greatest.
Dude.
Yeah, I know I keep saying it, but I really hope when Heat 4 comes out, whenever we go live to watch the races, they at least put a running order and
scoreboard.
Yeah, scoreboard, you know, lap count and all that stuff, because it is almost impossible to keep up with this stuff.
Oh, I know. I mean, right now it's not too bad, but when we get into those long greens and pit stops, it gets pretty hard.
Alright, so we are actually already in stage 2. We're on lap 12 out of 22 in stage 2. Oh,
Patty got into the 18 there a little bit. I think.
Oh, also got in the flow as we see Champion the 45 spinning back there. That's a single car accident, so I don't know if there's going to be a caution or not.
Oh, I feel bad for him, but they gathered it up. There will be no yellow.
Oh, as we see Larson hanging on to it.
We gotta be. I think. Does it say how many? Are you still on his?
Yes, I am.
How many laps are left?
We are on lap 13 out of 22 right now, so we still got 10 more laps in stage 2. As we see, we got Marcus in that 18 sniffing underneath 28 in that Larson car. Looks like he's going to get him going into turn 3.
It looked like he just gave it to him, realized he was faster.
Yeah, I can't really blame him right now. I mean, Still early in the stage. No point in doing all that fighting right now. Save it for the last laps.
Definitely. Definitely.
Like last night, coming up on the end of stage 1, I seen how Big D was running me down. We stayed, nose to tail for a couple of laps, but I finally said the heck with it, and I went up high, going down the front stretch, and gave it to him.
Yeah, I believe I did the same thing, except I just went way too high and got into the wall. Patty's wanting that second place.
Yes, he is. I don't think Larson's going to give it to him, though. Larson's fighting for points right now. He's doing everything he can to hold on to that lead. While this is going on,
if you're a regular, I definitely would not disagree if you ended up just moving them up the way, but
because we got Larson in second, we got Little Man in ninth, so that's a big gap between points, so that actually can help Larson.
Taddy's going to clear him.
Taddy is going to clear him? Yes, he is. So we got Larson in third. Little Man in ninth, so that's 6 positions. And remind y'all, tonight, I forgot, it is double points night as we see Flo in the 00 and Roofer in the 20 get together a little bit. Starting to get the hiccups, and chicken wings I ate from Zaxby's earlier starting to burn.
Oh, chicken wings.
Oh yeah. I tell you, they ain't lying. That hot honey mustard, it's definitely hot. As you see, Little Man move up though.
Holy cow, Marcus is just checking out on these guys. And they're single file back there too.
Yep. It's nice to see them get spread out a little bit though and actually have some green flag races.
Definitely.
As we see Flo in the 00 put the little bumper to Creed. Looks like Little Man got a little bit loose in 3 and 4. I wonder if he's struggling with his setup tonight.
Everybody, I believe, will make it to the rest of the stage. Dang, I kind of expected Taddy to kind of track him down.
Oh, as we see Little Man and the 19 of Creed get together. No caution though, they both held on to it. Oh, as we see Flo put the bumper to Creed, move him out the way.
There's some fighting going on back there, huh?
Creed, not Creed, but Flo's doing everything he can to try to make up and get in that top 5 before this stage ends. We got 4 laps left in this stage, so I don't know if he's got enough time. He's sitting in 7th right now.
Oh, the 40's looking under 00.
I think Flo had that run on that high line though.
Definitely had the momentum up there. That's what I mean. It's so hard to pass here. We got a little bit of lag out of the 40. But it is so hard to pass here and get that run off the corner enough to clear.
I gotta give a shout out to my boy Matty up there in that Sunny D 64. He's running in the top 5, so that's doing a little bit for his points tonight. But it's weird though. I'm sitting here watching, what we're seeing right now. Tell me, does Trey's car look gray to you?
Look gray?
Yeah.
He's the custom, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
For sure.
Okay, because on his broadcast, his car is white.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, his car is completely gray.
It's smoke gray with a red number 8. But on his own broadcast, it's a white number 8. Looks like a Dale Jr. throwback.
Another thing that I think that would be pretty
cool. We see Teddy go to the inside. He's letting Larson, Trey, and Matty battle it out right now for these stage points.
I think it'd be cool for Heat 4, if you had these custom cars, it actually had a name on it. That front windshield, that was stage right there.
Yes, it was. As we see Teddy, See, now he's not running for points or anything. He dropped to the inside and let Larson, Maddie, and Trey get around him and battle out for them stage points. As you see, Marcus takes stage 2. We got Larson in second.
He did mention that earlier.
Maddie in third, Trey in fourth. We got Go with the Flow in fifth. Creed in sixth, Roofer in seventh, Little Man in eighth, Brian in ninth, and Champy in 10th.
I mean, Kyle Busch definitely wouldn't approve, but hey,
oh, no.
Who cares?
No. I'm sorry if there's any Kyle Busch fans listening, but we're not exactly fans of Mr. Busch.
Mr. Excitement.
I will admit, he is one heck of a wheel man.
Oh yeah, I've definitely never seen somebody be able to wheel it like him, other than
if you could zip tie his mouth.
Larson can wheel it as well, but just not as good.
Honestly, if anybody's ever seen X-Men Origins Wolverine, at the end of it where they sewed Deadpool's mouth shut before he became actually Deadpool, if they could do that to Kyle Busch, he'd be the perfect race car driver.
Again, sorry to you, KY fans.
Anyways, looks like Maddie's getting a run on that 18 car. Looks like Maddie's got his stuff dialed in a little bit. As we start stage 3, as we see Roofer lagging a little bit. He looks like he caught Larson.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that for him.
Maybe
as we see
Champy, he hit pit road.
That's going to be a speeding penalty as well, so that's going to be a 30-second stop. So that's probably going to put him at least a full lap, almost 2 laps down, because normal lap times around here in Xfinity is probably about, what, 31.5 seconds?
Somewhere in there.
The time getting your car straightened back out, plus getting down pit road, plus the pit stop. So yeah, he's definitely going to be about 2 laps down now. If he was running for points, that would suck right now.
Dang, Taddy's towards the back too.
I think he's letting these guys duke it out for points.
If it was closer to the end of the stage, I think so, but
oh,
I don't know.
So we got Marcus in that 18 Toyota leading the charge out front. We got Maddie in the 60 Sunny D Ford in second. We got Flo in the 00 Ford in third. We got 20 that Toyota and Roofer in fourth. We got Trey in the number 8 Toyota in fifth. So right now it's Ford and Toyota dominating this.
You know, Marcus, he's been dominating this race.
Oh, yes.
And he's just sitting out there with his tongue hanging out, double points.
He's got the window rolled down, his head
like,
sticking out the window, just enjoying the breeze.
Yep. Bat dog, he's sitting there thinking, here comes my point standings back. He was the past points leader, and he's lost it over the last couple weeks, but
yeah, I think his work schedule also got in the way of that. That's one thing I love to say about my job. I work 6:30 to 3 every day, no ifs, ands, or buts, except for on Fridays we get out a little bit early, so I ain't got to worry about that. That's the good thing about working for small companies.
Well, I work for a small company too, but I start the day off at the same time every day, but I just never know when I'm going to be done.
We see Little Man and Larson 1 and 2 in points running next to each other right now. Larson looks like Larson's definitely got the better car. I think Little Man might be struggling with his setup just a touch. I think he might be a little bit loose.
I'm thinking this might be a case of Fluffy here. I think everybody's fighting for second right now.
I think they are too.
I don't think anybody's got anything for Marcus up there.
I don't believe so. He's totally dominating this right now. We got 47 laps to go from what Trey's fuel mileage is showing.
He is a regular, so
yep.
All for it, man.
Showing 14 more laps of fuel in Trey's car right now, so that would be 28. So everybody's still looking at 2 green flag stops if it goes green. Now, with us running last night, we've seen how the cars reacted. Do you think anybody's going to be bold enough to take 2 tires on maybe a 10-lap run to end the race if it goes green.
10 laps on 2 tires. Oh, if you have tested it, you know, and you've gotten that perfection wedge adjustment in, because you take 2 tires, you have to make a wedge adjustment unless you're just going to go out there and be loose.
Yeah, because them right sides being pumped up so much fresher, them left sides being worn down, you're going to be looser than...
Right.
As we see Matty get loose, he wrecked. He takes out the 20 of Roofer. He's flipping through the air.
That's bring out a yellow. And it does.
Yes, it does. All right, so...
Well, that just like the other day, you know, that scratched that idea.
Well, like I said, there's 40 laps to go, so even them pitting right now, they'll still have to make one more stop.
Yeah.
And it's going to be close.
There's 40 to go?
Yes.
I didn't even think we were done with stage 2 yet.
Oh yeah, we finished stage 2.
Oh yeah. My bad.
Marcus has swept them all right now. He done got that broom out. He's cleaning the track in front of him.
Yep. And not only that, you know, New Hampshire kind of seems up his alley as well. So, you know, he might get the broom out for the...
Honestly,
for the night.
For New Hampshire, I'll tell you who I'm looking for. And I'm not trying to sound biased as we start this, you know, as we get going back green again. But, being in the Ford group, I noticed... You know how fast Plant is. I gotta give shout outs to my man Plant, and he's a hell of a driver. He was giving a lot of tips with New Hampshire to Larson last night at about 11 o'clock last night. So I'm thinking Larson might have took some of that advice. So I'm gonna look for that 28 to do something this next race.
Well, we'll see.
I hate to call him out like that.
New Hampshire, you know, is a lot of guys you can give a lot of tips and they won't really catch on.
Yeah.
But, you know, like you said, it's coming from a teammate and everything. I'm sure he worked on it with him as well today at some point in time.
I think Plant's been working today.
But, well, that could be too. But
I'm pretty sure they've exchanged a few messages about it, though.
I know Roofer earlier was talking about New Hampshire, and I shot him a few messages here and there, even though he's Toyota.
Yeah, so that's the thing else about here.
I shot him a few messages here and there, and how I kind of run New Hampshire, and
we will help.
He never really messaged back, so I don't know if that helped him or not.
Yeah, see, here in Giggity, we'll help anybody. It don't matter if you're Ford, Toyota, Chevy, Dodge, Pontiac, whatever, even though they don't run no more, I know. But we like the close competitive racing, so even if, you know, we can have the best setup of the night, we'll still give it out just to have somebody racing next to us because it's fun. It makes it more competitive.
That 22 and 28 are...
I'm noticing that. Marcus ain't pulling away. 18. He's not pulling away like he was.
In that last stage, they got caught in the back, so... kind of think they need to stop racing each other right now, especially being teammates.
As we've seen that gray or white or whatever color numbered Toyota is of Trey sneaking in the picture right there, taking the third position away from Taddy.
Oh, that is Trey. Yeah, the white gray.
Yeah, so we got two of the dash drivers right there running third and fourth, battling it out.
And after all that, Marcus is pulling away again.
Yep, he's starting to. As soon as they started battling, there he goes. Walking the dog.
Definitely helps if you have that one guy that checks out just to get in single file and just push. Push, but not too aggressive.
Oh, as we see Larson kind of maybe closed in a good bit amount right there coming through 1 and 2. Oh, him and Taddy make contact just a little bit.
Side by side again. And Taddy's got a partner.
Yes, he does. Looks like they're starting to line up behind him. It looks like Roofer and Flo right there. Oh, this is getting good.
And Marcus is just riding away in the sunset, absolutely just loving this.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah,
as we got 35 laps to go. I'm showing 14 laps on Marcus's, I'm not Marcus, but on Trey's broadcast right now, so that's going to be 21 laps of fuel. It's going to be close. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these guys realize that and try to drop back and try to start saving a couple laps.
No.
Or do you just say the heck with it and just run her till she goes and hope for the best?
If I were in this race right now, judging because I ran last night as well here, but if I was in this race right now and it called for me to save 2 laps of fuel, I'm hitting pit road. Like, I tried so hard yesterday, and I had a full run of fuel that I was trying to save just 2 laps of, and it was just impossible. I didn't even save one.
I mean, you've got to let out a lot here to save fuel, because the way because the estimated fuel that they tell you whenever you pit that you're going to get is following the preferred line that they give you during quick race. Now everybody knows here at this track the preferred line is all the way at the bottom against that yellow line. So if you run that line all night long, you're not going to get hardly any more laps than what they're telling you you're going to get. So you've got to back way out. I'm talking 150 or so mile an hour through the corners when you're used to running 170s, 160s. And you've got to do that multiple laps just to save 1 lap of fuel.
Yep. That also happened to me, trying to save 2 laps. I had a 6-second lead. So I had all of that plus just trying to save gas, and it never happened. There was no way it was going to happen. Not here. Like, you're in the throttle way more in the corners than you think you are.
I gotta say right quick, I'm seeing that number 45 Toyota of Champy crawl his way back into the top 5. Maybe this night isn't over for him after we seen him catch the apron, get contacted, and got loose and spun out, and then also went down pit road. Looks like he might have battled his way back.
Yeah.
That shows endurance. That shows the willingness not to give up.
Caddy almost looks like he might be closing.
I think they all are, because they're all running single file. Well, they were.
I hope it does stay green, because I definitely want to see some green flag stops here.
Oh, I do too.
For sure. That made a heck of a difference with me yesterday. You just got to know when to pit.
Yep.
And whatnot, because I think I pitted a little bit early. Definitely in stage 1, but guys would definitely pass me really fast because I pitted a little bit earlier than they did.
As we see the 8 of Trey getting underneath 28 of Larson. Looks like Larson's going to give it to him. Now remember, Trey and Champy are not running for points here.
3 wide for third.
So Larson's still the second best regular right now, running in 4th or running in 5th. Is that Flo right there on his bumper, or is that Roofer? That's definitely at Ford. I can see them headlights. So that's definitely Flo up there running in 6th.
Caddy is closing in on the 18.
He is. They all were actually closing in.
As a driver of Ford, I kind of think, he's got it in the back of his mind, like, do I take it away from Toyota? Do I help my guys out there,
Or do you just be the nice CEO?
Lot of scenarios. Right. There's a lot of scenarios.
As we see 28 catch a run.
Right now.
Looks like the Ford teammate. Oh, as we see Trey get sideways.
Contact,
oh, as they're wrecking.
Most definitely going to bring out a caution.
Oh, definitely. Likely.
And we're still under green.
Yeah, we're still going green. Haven't seen a yellow yet. I don't know how that can't be a yellow, though.
And that is a broken game.
Yes, that's definitely something with the servers. I hate that for Larson and Flo both. They were making a move on Trey. It looked like Trey just got too close to that wall, and when you rub that wall, you hit it too hard, it'll kick you right back out.
Yeah. spits you out as fast as you came in. Kind of thinking that Marcus, you know, he's got a fast car on short runs, but I mean, Taddy's gaining.
He is.
Either Taddy made the right adjustments or Taddy set up for the long run.
As we see Champy holding out in third. Looks like we still got Trey in fourth. Is that Creed right there in that number 40 in fifth? Yes, it is. We got we got Matty in that 60 Sonny D Ford in sixth, and Larson in that 28 in seventh. I'll give a shout out to Creed. He's staying up there handling his business for the evening. Maybe he can win another race going down pit road.
He's done it before.
Yes, he did. He won our Sunday Kentucky race here at Kentucky, going down pit road. I still have no idea how he managed to pull that off.
Right? Yesterday, I was sitting there driving, and I thought to myself, like, gosh, I wish he'd give me a secret, because I needed it more than anything yesterday. But he might be that one guy that could pull that fuel mileage off here. He's known for that.
Yeah, if y'all didn't watch that broadcast, to remind y'all, our last pit stops came with about 24 to go. Now we only get about 21 laps of fuel, 20 to 21 laps on a tank of gas. He pitted with 24, 23 to go and literally slowed down, went a lap and a half down, and while everybody else had to make that last pit stop, he did not. He coasted around the track, had 0 laps left of fuel, hit pit road on the last lap, and it pulled him across the start-finish line to win the race.
He's hitting pit road right now.
Yes, he is. So and Trey.
I was just gonna say, I don't think that's the case here right now, because both of them were taking the corners way out by the wall.
I'm looking at Trey's broadcast right now. Estimated fuel after their pit is 21 laps to go. As Trey crosses the start-finish line right now, we will have 21 laps to go. So it's going to be a tight race, because you know, as soon as you get off pit road,
you know, as soon as I got off pit road, it went to
drops.
20.
Yes. So I think we're definitely going to have to see somebody save a lap. So who knows? Maybe Creed can do it again.
Marcus is on pit road.
Marcus, Taddy, Champy, everybody's on pit road now.
Champy, everybody.
Well, see,
pit road is a busy place right now.
Well, see, all these people, you know, Marcus, Taddy, Champy, Matty, they're literally pitting right now with 20 to go.
I'm going to pay attention. I'm riding with the Trey right now. I'm going to see on how big of a difference one lap later really is.
Because he's going down the backstretch, and it's already down to 20 laps to go.
He's coming out of 4 right now.
Looks like Taddy might have had a little bit better pit stop than Marcus did, because he is right on his bumper leaving pit road. Oh, he hit 19 to go as he was crossing the start-finish line with 20 to go, so they're definitely going to have to save a lap. While Marcus, Taddy, Matty, Champy, and all of them who pitted the following lap, they're not going to have to save. They can just run as much as they want to.
Third now, after that. I don't know where he was when he went in.
He was in 4th, I believe.
I was just going to say, I think he was in 4th or 5th.
And we just seen him pass Champy right there, so that was that spot.
Just one lap was that big of a difference. And that spot is probably a second apart almost. Close to that. But I'm interested what Taddy's going to do here. What's he got for that 18?
I think the little man's saving. Or he just got loose coming out of turn 2. We know how treacherous that turn is.
Oh, I kind of find it hard to believe that he's saving. No, he's still driving hard. Oh, he's loose. He just came off a 2 and darn there went in the inside wall on the backstretch. He almost pulled a Smitty from last night.
Yeah, I seen you were pitting. I just didn't expect you to come flying back up the track and get sideways like that.
You and me both, brother.
Because I called it on my broadcast. I was sitting there, I seen you cut down like I think Smitty's pitting, and the next thing I know, you were sideways and I was T-boning you. I'm like, what in the world?
I figured that it was the worst things that could be said on the other side of that mic.
I'm sitting here thinking, did he just do that on purpose?
Right. Like, oh man, I don't even know.
Actually, I don't think I thought that. I think I actually said that, so... You'll have to understand, if y'all watch... If y'all actually watch our driver point of view broadcast, you know, because I broadcast, sometimes RKM does, Trey does, Little Man does, I know Trout does. If you actually watch our broadcast, if y'all have minors that are watching, I will go ahead and first and foremost apologize. I mean, because it's just like listening to a NASCAR radio. You are literally... You're trying to talk to your teammates, but you're also very highly upset at everybody else, and a little bit of slang gets thrown out.
Rated number on there or whatever.
Yes, you need to be at least 16 years old to watch our broadcast sometimes. Not on the Giggity Racing League. Not from the broadcast point of view, but from the driver point of view. If you follow me, then yes, I will apologize first and foremost for my language. But
just
Teddy,
like NASCAR, you know,
is still on Marcus's bumper, so I'm thinking Teddy finally got that car in tune.
He is sticking with him. I'd just like to know, is that all he's got right now, or
is he holding back?
Saving?
Is he saving his tires, trying to wait for that opportune moment, or because he's not a points regular, and you know we all know how Teddy is he just going to let Marcus have the win?
I think that's all Teddy's got. He's looking kind of loose in the corners right now. Every now and then you'll see kind of him bumping up the hill there. I'm thinking he's a little bit loose.
So I think he's in the situation that we were last night, 1 and 2, or I was. He's definitely got the dominant car in 1 and 2 as we see him closing in on Marcus coming out of turn 2, going down that back stretch, catching the draft. But I think Marcus has the better car in 3 and 4. And honestly, that's where you want your car to be the best. That way, if somebody's on you on the last laps, if they catch you coming out of 1 and 2, you have a better opportunity of holding them off going through 3 and 4 coming to that checkered flag.
Definitely.
So yeah, with this track, with as we was talking, the corner 1 and 2 being different from 3 and 4, you've got to pick which side of the track you want your car to be better at. Well, as we see Teddy rub the wall a little bit, but these two have completely checked out. Champy in that 45 Toyota is a good, I don't know, maybe 3.5, 4 seconds back. Let's see here if I can time it. It's kind of hard to time it from this point of view. Yeah, I think he's about 4 seconds back. And behind him, we got Trey, probably about a second behind him. We got Creed up there in the top 5 still.
So we got first, we got Marcus. Second, we got Taddy. Third, right now, we have Creed.
Nope.
No.
Champy. Trey's in 4th.
And Trey.
Creed's in 5th. Larson's in 6th. So I think Maddie's in 7th. We're coming up on 8 laps to go.
Let's 60 car looks like he's about to move up another spot.
As we see Marcus pulling away from Taddy. Yeah, Larson just took that 6th spot away from Maddie.
I just went to the 3 car and I looked behind me and I thought, there's Boom.
Oh, where? Where's me? I gotta go find
to the
this.
3 car and look behind you.
Oh, okay.
It's like
That red and
got
white,
that paint
yeah.
job.
Hey, that's a Toyota.
Marcus
Come on now.
Checking out.
Don't insult me like
We have
that.
another green coming up, right?
No, this should be the last little bit right here. I mean, Trey
So we don't have
and
another pit stop.
yeah, Trey and Creed pitted with 21 to go. Everybody else pitted with 20 to go.
Right.
So I think Marcus, Taddy, and Larson and Maddie and all them are good, but and Champy as well. But I think Trey and Creed, I would definitely watch them to see if they run out on the last lap. Maybe Larson and Maddie can swing around them and pick up a couple more of them points. Because remember, once again, tonight is double points. Every position matters.
Yep, definitely. I think Marcus has this on lockdown.
I think he does too. He's pulled away from Taddy. He's a good.
At this point in time, depending on the lap count, I'm staying away from that apron.
He's a good 2 seconds ahead of him right now. We've got 6 laps to go. I don't see Taddy reeling him in.
No.
Like I said, I'm very, very curious.
I like that 1 and 2.
It's actually 5 laps to go. My apologies.
What I just don't like how I don't like how he's going on the apron on the front stretch, because everybody knows there's that glitch down there.
Yes, there is.
And that was scaring me yesterday. I avoided that most of the race. I just stayed above it, which is not usually how I drive.
Yeah, it got me pretty good last night. I only hit it once, but when I hit it, it made it count. Go big or go home, and I didn't go home to tell you that much.
Oh, we got a lap car coming up in front of Marcus. See if he'll
we do,
end up catching him.
That's the 19 of Brian.
If it'll play a role in the finish.
I don't think so, because they're both Toyotas. They're in the same chat, so I'm pretty sure Marcus will tell him, hey, I'm coming up on you, and Brian will probably ask him, what line do you want? He'll probably tell him the inside line, so Brian will probably move up the track and give it to him. That's one of the key things about being, and especially now, if maybe there was a little bit more laps left, maybe say there was 20 laps to go, and he's still fighting to hold on to the lead lap, I'll probably say he probably wouldn't give it to him. But seeing how we're coming up on 3 laps to go, yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll just move out the way. He ain't gonna cause him a race.
I think this might be the Caddy's dropping like a fly now.
Yes, he is. He's worn them tires down. So, is Champy going to be able to catch Taddy? We got 2 laps to go. I don't think he will.
I don't know.
Nope, Champy's running out of fuel.
Oh, really?
No, I guess no, he's not. It sounded like he was. I heard that engine sputter. But Trey's fuel light just came on.
Champy pitted with Trey.
No, Creed pitted with Trey.
Creed, you're right.
Yep, see, Taddy pulled to the inside. No, I think he pulled to the inside, letting them go. We'll have to ask him.
He's out of fuel. No, that was congratulations, Marcus. That was domination, and it is absolutely nice to see domination out of a regular.
As we see, Trey did the same thing. Trey actually let Larson and go with the flow by him, and he's still slowing down. He's slowing down, trying to let Roofer get around him to let him get those points too. That's just great sportsmanship, and little man as well.
Marcus showed those Cup guys what's up tonight.
He did. Marcus definitely had the dominant car tonight.
I mean, you had Plant, you had Taddy in there. I think that might have been it for the Cup guys, but still, Heck of a job.
Alright, our official results. Marcus, Champy, Creed, Maddie, Larson, Larson, Go with the Flow, Roofer, Little Man, Trey, Taddy, Brian, and lagged out within the first 10 laps was Eternal. Alright, so let's take a look at these lap times.
Marcus,
of course, Marcus up front,
laps.
Taddy in second, Larson up there in third, Champy fourth, Trey in fifth, Flo sixth. That was some pretty good. I'm gonna go check these leaderboards right quick, see what this looks like now after that race. I think most of them is probably gonna be on that list. All right, second, Marcus, LifeAsAPlant, third. Trey fourth, Taddy fifth, Larson sixth, Champy seventh, Noco eighth. All right, so everybody that races Giggity, everybody that races Giggity, don't matter if it's Cup, Xfinity, or trucks, are second through 10th on the daily leaderboard. That just shows you how competitive that this league really is.
Well, honestly, we only got 2 guys from our Cup series on there, so no,
3.
Count that 3 with Noco.
Yep.
But that's still pretty darn good.
That is some great racing. That's some great lap times.
And a heck of a job by everybody. I'm gonna take a look at these New Hampshire
laps, see what we can look forward to.
So we had a little bit of a yellow fest going on in the beginning, but they figured it out.
At the beginning of the races, that's usually how it always goes at the start of races. Everybody's trying to get a feel for their cars.
Right.
A lot of, starting side by side like that, you don't know exactly what's going to happen to everybody, but after, getting the kinks worked out, I think we only had, 1 caution in the third stage?
1 or 2.
So that was some pretty good racing. Once again, give a shout out to Marcus for taking that W home. Shout out to Taddy and Trey for backing down, letting the Xfinity regulars get their points for the evening. But we got another race in about 5 to 10 minutes at New Hampshire, so we're going to go ahead and end this broadcast, and hopefully y'all catch us there for that. And we hope y'all enjoyed the race.
See you in a bit.